Good morning, guys. I don't know if you've ever seen these pots, but they are absolutely brilliant. They've got a hinge lid that clips just like that. And what I do is I make up my colour in one of these pots with some water, and then I just add it to the mixture. About that much should be plenty. We're going for a light blue. So I just want to show you how easy it is to mix EazyColours. I use the side of the bowl a lot of the time. I give it a little mix with my hand here, but I found that if you rub the mix along the side of the bowl, you will get all these streaks out. It will mix a lot easier. Well, you've seen how white it is. You've seen how much colour I've put in. Not a deal really. In some water. And now we're just going to keep mixing. Now what I want to do is, I want to emphasise not to leave any white bits around the side, because if you do, you're going to get them in your mixture and it'll look like a white blob. And that's also the importance of sieving your ingredients, really, because that'll stop that as well. I did some earlier, and because I was in a rush I didn't bother sieving it, and you can see that I haven't. So if you push it along the side like this, push it into the wall, you will, and do it, start getting faster, then you will get rid of all the little specks. And when you're about there, which won't take long really, but you really do need to make sure you get rid of all the specks at some point. This is your first point. The next point is when you add the oils and the fragrance. So we've now gone from white to the lovely light blue that I wanted. Make sure there's, oops, chucking it away. Let me just put that back in. Make sure there's no white around the edge. Make sure it's all gone. Squish it against the side of that bowl. And this is why I buy I'm getting tongue-tied. This is why I buy larger bowls, so you can do this. Okay, so we're about there now. There's my lovely light blue. This is my aqua colour, the Aquamarine. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the oils. And I'm just going to lightly mix in the middle, like this. Give it a shake, make sure it's all in. And then what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do exactly the same as I did when I put the colour in. Now it's very important that you get these oils mixed in properly, because if you don't, you're going to end up with warts, because little bubbles on the outside of your bath bomb. Now some people think that's water that does that. Well, it isn't, it's the oil. Water will make it erupt. When I say erupt, what I mean is it'll make it expand. Warts aren't that expanding. Warts are the small bits of oil. So long as you've got that mixed really well, and this is looking lovely, then you won't. And you can see when you've got oil bubbles in. I don't know if you can see that right there. It's slightly darker because it's not quite mixed in. So we're just going to give it a bit more mixing. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add the citric acid. Remember, wipe the tops of the bowl to make sure there's no excess white, and make sure it's fully incorporated into your mixture. And then what we're going to do is we're going to repeat the same process again, but this time we'll have added the citric acid. So, okay, that looks about right to me. So we're just going to get the citric acid added. And I'm absolutely loving this citric acid, and I didn't at first. This is like a fine granular sugar. It's really nice. And when you've got, I don't know what that is. It should be in there. Oops, a little bit too much. Okay. So when you've got that in there, we want to do exactly the same again. So we're just going to mix it easily like that. And then what we're going to do is, same procedure, mix it up and push it against the side of the bowl. Now this gets it mixed, incorporated properly. There's no pockets of white citric. And the one thing that you will notice, it will start to feel cold. The mixture will feel really cold. Now this is the colour I'm aiming for, because this is for one of my chakras. It's the light blue, and it's the throat chakra, so that's perfect. You see, and that is ready for moulding. Well, it will be when I've mixed it a little bit more. You won't have to add any water, because once you mix this properly, you shouldn't need anything else adding to it. Well, if it does feel a little bit dry, just do a few spritz. Don't go mad with it, or she'll send it over and it'll erupt. But don't forget what I told you about the oil. Oil, if not mixed properly, will cause little bubbles on top, little warts on top of your bath bomb. So, we're ready.